This is an old fire hose, fire cart here at the Woodstock or Oxford County Museum. You can see over here the additional fire hoses that would go with it. See if we can zoom in on those nozzles there. This is one of my favorite spots to take test photos here at the museum. And I just love this little corner with the fire cart. The fire cart's in the main hallway here. You can see there's a staircase up and another staircase up. There's a dual pair here. Here's the old front doors right there. I think this actually used to be the old county magistrate building, or whatever you want to call it. And then when you come right in, the second door here, past the staircases, we have the display of the old council chambers, I guess is what this is for Woodstock. So you can see, I'll pan around the room here. You get a pretty good idea of what the FDR-AX100, the Sony camcorder that I'm filming this with, has for low light here, because it's fairly dim lighting in here. But this Sony camcorder has a 1-inch BSI sensor, so it does very well in low lighting. Let me see if we can get in tight on some of this. If you look over on the back wall of the old council room here, you can see all of the photos from years past, some many years ago, of the various council members. Let's see if we can zoom in on one here for you. We'll take a photo because I'm not sure how well that's going to look on video for low light here. See if we can get up a little closer here for you. There's some of the pictures of the old council members. We'll go over here. We're shooting this all handheld, no tripod. Point being is, a lot of people would be using it that way, and you know you're going to get a steadier image with the tripod. There's a display of Joseph Whiteside Boyle. Off to the left from that display and off to the exit of the council chambers, we have a display of the Oxford Rifles Regiment. I don't know if you can be harder because the wide on here is not as wide as it would. It would be nice to have a super wide in here, but there's the, it says the first group of the Oxford Rifles to engage in WW2 was sent to the Elgin Regiment under Major Green in September 1939. See if we can get back far enough to take this all in. There's an old Victory Bonds advertisement poster. Some uniforms. See if we can zoom in for you on the placard there. We'll grab a photo. You can see the old wood carving up there. And that is the Sergeant's Mess. The Oxford Rifles is where that is from. Got some paraphernalia from around 1944, it looks like. Some dog tags in there. And then here we have an old telegraph. So it's the placard about Looks like this is another one right here too. Zoom out and bring the camera in closer so we can get the benefit of the fast f2.8 lens on here. So to the right of those uniforms is another display. Now this is a display entitled Nurses, and it's the supposed to be a casualty clearing station, it looks like here. And you can see they've got a mannequin dressed up to be a wounded soldier on a cot. And then we've got the nurse in the background taking care of her. Him, I should say. And here we have a placard with some details about World War I. Moving off and out of this room, we have another military room here. And this one is looks like it's dedicated to the Boer War. And you can see that we have a victory flag there and some medals and some other things there. A bayonet, some ribbons and whatnot. That's the bayonet there. Munitions belt. And looks to be an old spoon over here. If we move along here, some more information on the Oxford Rifles, the War of 1812, and this display is obviously a War of 1812 display. Getting some reflection of the lighting here. We'll try it. There we go. So it looks like an old flintlock musket. It says it's a blunderbuss. Probably that is a gunpowder pouch. And I imagine that's to snip the charges or something. And a packing horn. What does it say here? A powder horn. 2 musket balls. Let's zoom in there. You can see that blunderbuss, powder flask, military sash, bullet mold, 2 musket balls, and a powder horn. And there we have that's the rebellion of 1837. So that's some clothing and an old musket there. And we actually have a reward proclamation here. Reward, I'll take a shot of this with the AX100 and see if we can get a JPEG, nice JPEG image there. So that's proclamation, reward by command of His Excellency the Lieutenant Governor. A reward is hereby offered of £500 to anyone who will apprehend and deliver up to justice Charles Duncombe. God save the Queen. Another placard on the Oxford Rifles there. And you could see some old military drums there. Let's see what happens when we push the button. We've got, trying to keep the lighting reflection off here, but so we've got the marching band music. You can see this uniform up above the one drum. And we've got a picture of the regiment. We got some folding wooden chimes in this display here. A bit tall to get them all in the same image. And then over here, we've got some more military swords. We've got a photo of Lieutenant Colonel John White of the 22nd Oxford Rifles circa 1900. Let's see if we can get in closer for you here. That looks like a first aid pouch. Medical kit, it says. There's the sword hilt. Close up on that belt there, cross belt. And that pouch is, I'm not sure what that is. There's Colonel John White himself right there. We've got the, let's zoom out here. Leaders in the community. We've got some more uniforms over to the right. The old British flag in behind there. Service cap. Says this was a uniform tunic woven by Colonel Thomas Richard Mayberry, CO of Grey's Horse Regiment, that started in Woodstock, which is where we are, Woodstock. So there's the two uniforms there. And here's a, does it say, a series of chromolithographs on silk of 55 Canadian soldiers in different regimental uniforms. Kind of neat. Take a picture there. And when we exit this regiment room display, we are into, if you could see here along here, it says the timeline of Woodstock's industry. We have some photo timelines there. I'll step back here into the hall and you can get a shot. Hopefully we'll zoom this out as much as we can. Looks like we've got an old lawnmower here with an old fire hydrant beside it. And then we've got a Timberjack logo. Timberjack's a company that was in Woodstock for many, many years. Up here we've got a old vacuum cleaner. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll try and take a photo and see if it brings it out. And then this gadget right here is a knitting machine, which is kind of neat. Next to an organ. We've got an organ here, quite an old one, made by the Thomas Organ Company of Woodstock. That's pretty neat. Pedals down there. We've got an old chair. This chair is a rattan chair manufactured by James Hand Company of Woodstock. Got a promotional film there, which we are not going to play right at the moment. And we've got the old Silverwoods coat from the Silverwoods Dairy. You can see the various things in there. We'll zoom in. There's an old bag of milk and some old milk bottles and a carrier for them. Looks like, I'm assuming that's a butter churn right there. Here we've got some pumps and milking machines. Let's see what the placard says. It is a surge milker and vacuum pump. And then we've got some fruit baskets, vegetable baskets, complete with a weighing station. You can see the full pieces of that there. Speaking towards the agricultural and dairy nature of Woodstock. Got another lever. I guess we're demonstrating a lever in that one there. Here we've got an old automobile wheel. Boy, does that thing look old. We want to put that on your car today. Circa 1910. Here we have some artifacts from the Grand Trunk Railway. It's a Grand Trunk Railway lantern, some old train tickets, and a police stop sign. I don't know if we can light these up. Oh, we got some lit up LEDs there. I don't know if you could see them, yeah, on the map. Oh, it's showing us on the map where everything is. We got a passengers not allowed to stand on the platform sign. There's a close-up of the train tickets. And here we have some old artifacts. battle axes and hand axes. Looks like a horse bit. Some pottery shards. And then off of this room, we have a, this is going back, I think, in history. We've got an old hand pump, which actually works here. Let's see if I can show you that. It's kind of cool. The kids always like that when they come in. 1855 map of Woodstock. Some old artifacts up there. And this is a, I guess what would be an early home from early settlers from Woodstock. The fireplace and the hearth there. Kitchen area. The rolling pin. Some bread on the table. A ladder, which would presumably have gone up to the loft in the house. And then over here beside the hearth we have some different jars and containers for food storage. And an old, I guess you call that a hutch or something, where you keep your china and dishes. And then over here we have some more artifacts. We have door handles. There's a hat. Some type of mane collar or something for a horse. I don't know if that's a bayonet or what that one is there. Looks like an old banjo. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. Let's push number 4 and see if it tells us. No such luck. We've just come up the stairs. I'll show you the stairs we ascended. There's the staircase, and we came around and up here. And you could see some old lighting sconces, I guess you'd call them, on the wall here. There's some more down there, and there's the other side, the other staircase. Remember I said there was 2 staircases, one on either side. So this staircase goes down around and that way. And then turning around here, we have the lights on the wall and then the big double doors heading into a big area. Now they often have a display on up here, but there's not much of an exhibit. There's just the organ exhibit in here, but you could see the empty display cases where they would have a display. And they often have different displays up here. It's a great old building. I love this building. Check out the locks here. Let me spin around. Cool looking old locks. Old stuff can sometimes look pretty cool, especially if you're looking for something to take a picture of. So we'll walk down here. They got this display area, the boarded off there on the side of me there. And then here is a main room where they can give a presentation, or they do kids camps here in the summer too. My kids have actually come out here to this, and the kids will often be playing in this area or be entertained or watching a movie or a number of different things. As you can see, there's a stage up there, and they got speaker outfits and whatnot, so you can hold a play or whatever they want to do. Got an old piano over there. Let me see if I could zoom for you. There's a piano off to the side. And zoom back out, and then as you can see, this exhibit's closed, but this used to be an exhibit. And not too long ago, they had all these dividers set up into a train exhibit. So this is the OSS working as I'm walking with the FDR-AX100 from Sony. So we're just walking with it back here, and as you can see, we are into the organ display. As many of these organs were made in Woodstock. You can see this one here was the D.W. Carn and Company Woodstock. Year manufactured 1888. Has 107 reeds. got a brief history of the organ now. Take a quick picture of that with the AX100. And then we're gonna swing over to the far wall where we've got more organs on display there. You can see there's what, 3 more of them there. Pretty neat looking. Take a quick picture with the AX100. The JPEGs out of this thing are really nice. So this is another organ by the D.W. Carn Company. Doesn't tell you how many reeds that one has, but it was 1888 to 1889. This one's 1892. This one has 122 reeds. Pretty neat, ornate tooling all around it. You can see the keyboard there. Go down to the pump pedals. And then we got another one. This too is the Carn Company, D.W. Carn and Company. Let's see if we can zoom in there. 1898 to 1899. You can see the keyboard and the tooling. Pump pedals. What do we have down here? Another display. Thomas Reed organ. Now surely that's just a display piece here. You can see how small this little... Let's see if I can get in and get a picture here for you. I can make the lighting work for me. Little tiny display organ there. Carn organ model. So that's what that is. Carn and Company's modern method. Let's see if we can get a picture of this in the low light. There we go. Off of this exhibit, we have, now it says the exhibit starts at the other end, but that would be if they had another exhibit on display. Because what this is an old barber shop. You've probably seen, for those of you who've been on the channel for a bit, you've seen the some photos done here. But this is kind of cool too, because we have an old style rotary phone. Some people are laughing going, that's not that old. But if you're younger than 20, you've never even seen one of those probably. And I'll see if I can back up. We're at the wide end here on the lens. So we have the cabinetry where the barber used to store all his stuff. Come in close here and you can see the different potions and lotions. Take a picture there. And moving over to this one, same thing. Got brushes and various items. We've got the display mirrors, typical to what you'd see in a barber shop even today. Got the combs, which would have been in some type of fungicide or whatever they put those things in. Old leather carry bag, much like a doctor's bag there. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. And then there's the barber's smock and the old barber chair. Pretty neat looking. You can see all the foot pieces there, and then this is back in the day when the barber would offer you a spit and shoe shine or whatever they used to call it. And you've got actually some information there on the barbers this was. Les McCarroll, Gibb Stevens, Dick Matthews, Ed Hurd, and Gerald McCarroll. So it looks like they were around for quite a while because we've got some wall plaques here commemorating various achievements and whatnot. See if we can get a quick photo there. Alright. And that, zoom out as much as we can here, is basically the tour of the museum here.